Hello! Press the action button is back with your host, Joystick. With me, joining me for this full-on return of Press the Action Button is Gameface. How you doing this week, Gameface?
I just ate some really bad artichokes that I lost for about a month.
Wow, why would you eat artichokes to begin with?
I actually really enjoy artichokes. You know what? The off-brand Aldi ones were better.
You know what? I say anything that's green and tastes nasty can go die and rot in fucking hell. No, wait, let it go to fucking heaven because I'm going to hell.
I enjoy my greens, but these are gonna hurt coming out.
I don't want to be around when that shit's taken.
Anyway.
Neither does he, but he asked to.
I know, right?
Joy!
I can't tell my butt to go use the bathroom for me. This is gonna be an interesting episode.
Yeah, you guys heard a new voice for this podcast. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, too?
Alright, fellas. First off, my name is Nozzlenuts. I am an NRA member, a hick, and a firefighter. And I'm also a well-known computer hacker from my area. Got kicked out of school. Yeah, I've been kicked out of school many times for hacking into computers, making viruses, shit like that. I also grew up playing Duck Hunt on the original Nintendo, and playing Hide and Seek and Pac-Man on the original Atari 2600.
Heck yes.
Yeah, I grew up playing Doom, Quake, and Wolfenstein.
Well, those are all nice games too, but I'm like,
Kicks. You're talking about Kicks? Quicks?
I also played that a lot on the Game Boy. That game was awesome.
Game Boy. I have an original Game Boy still working.
I used to. I don't know what happened to it. I miss my...
Although it's working, but it's in like 5 pieces, and I altered it so I could play Game Boy Advance cartridges in the Game Boy.
Nice.
Anybody remember the Game Boy? I forget if it was Game Boy or Game Gear did it. They sold a little TV tuner with a little analog dial on it.
Game Gear.
Game Gear
had that extendable antenna.
Yeah.
Those things sucked.
Yeah, they were pieces of shit.
Yes, because that system had what, like 60 on-screen colors.
Yeah.
It had like 60 on-screen pixels.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it probably had like 3 pixels. The pixels on them things were so fucking big.
It had more on-screen
Game Gear?
pixels.
Ten pixels had pixels.
You know what's funny is that it's 3 pixels, but they're gorgeous 3 pixels.
What dope are you smoking? I want some.
Oh, right here, sir.
Oh, thank you.
I always imagine. You know what's really interesting is that a lot of people don't know this. The Game Gear.
Oh yeah, that's some good shit right there, dude.
Obviously, honester.
I swear to high, I'm not God.
Below Andrew levels.
What?
My podcast is dipped below Andrew.
Bunghole.
Would you have it any other way?
My bunghole goes a rakakaka.
I didn't think we could possibly dip below Andrew level.
But you also got to remember, you got me here right now.
You haven't met Andrew.
Dude, I told you, Andrew went off on a tangent for about 45 minutes about Josh having a foursome with the 3 Musketeers.
Well, at least
the Three Musketeers.
he had at least like the 3 Musketeers is a group of people, whereas you just fucking alloplant.
Oh, bring
No
that
comment.
up on the podcast.
No comment.
It is now on the interweb.
Oh, jeez. And there go our ratings.
Yeah,
Through the roof, I mean.
they're like, they no longer loves us because of that.
In a line from Cat Dog, we are going to be bigger than sliced bread. Or was that thing with the beavers? No, that was Cat Dog.
Angry Beavers.
No, that was Angry Beavers. It was Angry Beavers. It wasn't Cat Dog, it was Angry Beavers. You know what else is awesome? That show on Nickelodeon with the monsters that lived in the dump.
All Real Monsters.
All Real Monsters, yes.
That's a cool show.
And Gumby. Gumby was cool.
Doug.
I didn't see a lot of Gumby.
And Rocco's Modern Life.
I love Rocco's Modern Life.
Nobody else loved Doug?
I love Doug. Fun Dougie.
Doug's
funny.
I watched it once in a while. I wasn't real big on it.
I remember Sunday
Skeeter.
morning it was Skeeter Valentine.
Rocket Power.
Not really not familiar with
Or,
Rocket Power.
Wild Thornberries.
I've seen it a few
But the only
times.
thing I remember
It's
about
funny.
Rocket Power is they always called the new guy Squid
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, I knew I was always Squid. That, and they always called their magazine that they made, which I doubt they got any sales on it, as the zine.
The zine. The zine.
Sweet potato pie.
I don't remember much else about Rocket Power.
They were like
Pinky in the Brain.
Pinky in the Brain.
Heck yes.
Pinky in the brain.
I actually liked
brain.
Earthworm Jim. Out of all those WB cartoons, anyone has seen
No,
Earthworm
if
Jim?
we're gonna talk about WB, we're gonna have to kick it back to old school Saturday cartoons.
Heck
The
yes.
Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah.
Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tasmanian Devil. Don't forget about
Soul.
Tom and Jerry, Tweety Bird and Sylvester, the Roadrunner,
And Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote. Yes.
I worshipped.
Foghorn Leghorn.
I idolized.
Foghorn brings me to Foghat. Oh my god, I love Foghat.
I idolized Wile E. Coyote when I was in preschool.
Why? He always got hurt with his own plans because he was too fucking stupid.
No, he was too. He was cocky.
Well, not only cocky, but he was stupid. Like, you could look at what he planned on doing. You could tell where it was going to fail miserably.
Remember the early episode
he
to that where
tries.
he actually talked?
Yes.
He was always like, Wild E.
Now, you want to know something? They had to get. They took
Super
Looney Tunes
genius.
off the air during regular TV hours because it's too violent for public TV.
I know.
Man,
that's because
this
we're
last
bringing up our
generation.
kids to be wusses.
This last
Nowadays,
generation
it's
grew
sad.
up just fine.
Well, I think it's because they don't see enough violence on TV that they don't get violent. They're too much of a pussy nowadays. You go out and fight somebody, they'd rather sit down and talk it out. Whatever happened to letting two brothers or two friends going out in the backyard, having a fisticuffs, at the end of it, shaking hands, having a good day, and calling it squashed.
I have no idea.
I know. My dad.
You're
like,
not
tried
allowed
to
in like
get me to do
cartoons.
stuff
You're
like
not
that.
allowed to carry around Tommy guns like Muggsy the gangster.
Like
always did.
you can't even have like little dual 6-shooters like the Western dude from the Looney Tunes.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam, yes.
Elmer Fudd shotgun.
Elmer Fudd
you ever-
shotgun. I love that shotgun.
Have you ever seen?
Daffy Duck?
Everybody.
No, Donald Duck.
Have you ever seen a man eat his own head?
I've seen people. Well, Pain Olympics.
Never mind. Have you ever seen the gun attachment for the
The Wii?
the Magnavox Odyssey?
No.
The
It
first
looks
video
like a
game
rifle.
console. It's a
It
freaking
actually looks like a real rifle.
Yes, it
It
looks like a real
is-
rifle.
Like it looks
it's just
better
a
than
rifle.
the rifles that they got out for the Wii now, and better than the fucking guns they had for the NES and shit like that. Like it looks like
hard plastic rifle. It doesn't even have a blaze orange tip. It's just a freaking
wow.
rifle.
You mean like the color guard rifles from high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what it looks like.
Did it actually weigh? Did it actually weigh the same?
I have no idea. I've never touched it.
Hell, I'd have cut
I've seen it.
I would have cut the cord off and ran around the streets pointing at people saying, "Die, motherfucker, die!"
If you can find one.
Stillborn.
The Magnavox Odyssey. One of the first home video game console.
Have you ever heard of the? Let me see if the Action Replay.
Yes,
I think it's what it is.
I've heard of it.
No, or it's either the action. It's a video game system where you put a tape into your VHS. You have a little light. You have
That's
a little
not
light that
Action
goes.
Replay.
Not Action Replay. It's something like that, or
I have heard of it.
and you got a little light that goes down in the corner of your TV screen, and you got the console, and it hooks up to your VCR and to the TV. Things fucking weird as shit, but it's fun as shit to play. Like, I only have one game for it. It's a cop game. Like, you're going through the police shooting training and the SWAT training.
A VHS-based
Didn't the
console.
Commodore 64 have some kind of...
It didn't have a
Had a
VH.
tape drive.
It had a tape drive, but it wasn't like this. This hooks up to not only your VHS,
Plays
but
in
it
real time.
also hooks up to your TV.
I can't say I know what you're talking about then.
Like, I'll
It
have to,
didn't look like it was picked. There it goes.
like,
I can't say I know what you're talking about, honestly.
well, now I'm just kicking the old school because that came out before the Super Nintendo.
Probably came out before the Nintendo.
Did you know?
No, it came out after the Nintendo.
Before the Nintendo, VHS wasn't even popular.
VHS came around in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But it wasn't like...
It was popular, but it wasn't popular because they had two different styles of VHS. They had
Well,
the one.
no, Beta was a completely different format.
Beta lasted a while. It
Yeah.
just never
Beta
gained
was,
much steam.
It's like the 8-inch floppy drive.
Well, see, Beta was actually better technology
I
than
don't
VHS.
remember 8-inch. I remember 5 1/4.
They
You
did
don't
make
remember the 8-inch?
They were...
The 8-inch was equivalent to like. I'm sorry. The 5 1/4 is equivalent to like what? The 38-inch
Why do they still call it floppy drive
when they're hard.
when the smaller discs?
When the 3.5 is hard.
Yeah.
Because
as opposed
inside
to a hard disk.
because inside, not like your hard drive. if you take a 3.5-inch floppy apart, the actual disk itself
Yeah, I know that's
is soft. It's floppy. Whereas in a hard drive, you actually have like a piece of glass or a piece of metal. I forget what it is. I'd have to pour a hard aluminum, and it basically etches onto the aluminum.
Yeah.
So that's why you have a hard drive and you have a floppy drive. Now, do you remember the zip drives?
I do remember the zip
Yes,
drives. That was just basically a little portable hard drive without the little prongs on it.
Yeah, it just didn't
It was just a stacked floppy.
Yeah.
I remember those things. We actually used those in one of my first college classes. I never did.
It's been a while since he's ever tried.
I still remember taking homework back and forth on the 3.5-inch floppy drive. But yeah, my uncle had an old PDP computer that he used to do programming on for his first job in the 70s.
I use them for
It
hacking.
had dual 8-inch floppy drives, and that was it.
My first computer that I ever built had a single 8-inch, dual 5.25s, dual 3.5s, and CD drive.
Wow.
Wow. It'd have to be.
And it was running DOS 3.
DOS
Wow.
3.
I don't know. The CD drive.
Most
The
people
CD
have
drive didn't work because I didn't have the IDE cable hooked up. Like the IDE cable was broke somewhere inside the ribbon cable. But eventually I got that fixed, and it wouldn't. Since DOS wouldn't read a CD because CD came out after DOS, I had to go to Windows 95.
What kind of processor?
Fuck. I don't know. All I can tell you is I was using a DX4100 motherboard.
I don't know that. I don't know anything about that.
That's old. That's pre-P1.
I don't know. P1.
It's before Pentium 1.
Oh, Pentium 1. Okay.
Yeah, Pentium.
Well, Pentium was like 93, 94?
Yeah, but this motherboard's from like the late 70s, early 80s. It had the push-in memory for on the motherboard instead of the cards. You'd actually have the memory chips that you'd have to. Yeah.
About the oldest computer I
Windows
personally have ever
95 on
used
that.
is about a 3/8.
The oldest computer I ever used was my uncle. It was a compact portable.
Your uncle gave you 8s?
Something like that.
Wow, what were you guys doing in bed?
My uncle gave me
Head?
a compact.
He fucked you in the ass?
What are we drinking tonight?
Got it.
Tecate.
Tecate!
Play some Mario 3 and drink some Tecate. Ready to pop a top. It's been too long. I haven't drank since our last podcast. No, I'm just kidding, but here it goes.
You know, I probably should drink this because my new tongue rang.
True. But there it goes.
Yo, we just all crashed and
that sound, didn't y'all?
No, we used to.
We got beer and you ain't got none. Although I'd rather have moonshine. Or Wild Turkey 101.
This is our tradition. We always have a beer when we do the podcast.
Well, next time, I'm going to bring in 3 bottles of Jaeger and 3 bottles of Wild Turkey 101. What we're going to do is we're each going to dump the Jaeger and the Wild Turkey, the entire bottle, into a bowl. Then you're going to chug the bowl.
That sounds deadly.
It's fun as hell.
We'll degenerate towards the end of the podcast. To the point where we're just going.
Pogo poke, 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 pogo poke.
Podcast will be 50, 60 minutes of us doing that.
Pogo, pogo, pogo.
Someone will be, Higma will be listening to it.
And there's
He'll walk
for that
away.
podcast, we're gonna have to have a video. We're gonna have to have a video because me and D-Pad here, or whatever the fuck your name is, Game Face. Yeah, Game Face.
His brother.
Game Face and I have come up with several things to do for the next podcast for while we're drinking, but we need a video camera.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk to Chris.
I'm not a
first.
heavy drinker, but yeah.
But we got to do that thing on the roof
Yes.
while we're doing the podcast. While we're doing the podcast.
And dance on the roof.
Okay, shall we move to the
Shall the list? What is the list?
Shall we move to the first topic, gentlemen?
No.
Si, senor.
Ready? Let's shoot the breeze.
Well, then you can shove it up your ass.
We shot the breeze for 15 minutes.
No. Touche.
Duke Nukem Forever was playable at PAX.
Yay!
Boo! Been 12 fucking years, dude.
It is now in the hands of Gearbox Software, who did the Brothers in Arms series as well as Borderlands.
This doesn't even need to discuss. No, but Duke, Doom, whatever the fuck it is, Duke Nukem. Yes, excuse me. I've killed way too many brain cells in my life. That and I have
obvious.
that, and I have a terrible short-term memory. But I can fight a fire perfectly fine. Anyhow, before I get off on the team, it's 12
He's
years.
gonna be fighting a fire someday and forget. Be like, what was I doing?
No, what's real fun is tripping on acid and you go inside and you sit down and look at the fire. It's
You're
like,
going
wow.
What? You're going what?
Tripping on acid
And go
go
what?
inside a fire
Oh.
and just sit down in the fire room and just right next to the fire and just sit there and watch the fire.
Now, I actually have faith that this game will come out now because
They
Well, now
announced
that it's
it.
in good hands, but still, in 12 years for a video game.
They
What the
announced it
fuck?
Before Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Anyway!
they announced it in 98. 1998.
Yeah, I was 8 years old. That was the year before my grandfather died.
They announced it when they thought we only had 2 years to live. And now it's 2010 and we have
Well,
2 years
that's
to
because-
live.
No, we don't have 2 years to live. See, what it is all that's going to happen is the planets are going to align, the magnetic poles of the Earth are going to reverse, like they do every however many hundred years, or 1,000 years, or billion, million years, or whatever the fuck happens. And basically what's going to be screwed up is
Voltron's going to come down and
anything-
squash us.
anything that's going to use a compass
Space
or the
Godzilla.
magnetic field of the Earth is going to be reversed.
That's going to be
That's it.
nutsy.
Like, we're not going to die. The planets are going to align. There's going to be a big-ass eclipse. That's it. It's not going to be the end of the Earth as
I'm
we
too
know it.
surprised if that didn't even happen. But you know what? If all the magnetic poles reversed, is it?
Well, see, the North Pole is going to become the South Pole. South Pole is going to become the North Pole. How if you look at the floor of the Earth, there's actually magnetic striping there,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I know.
it's running one way, one stripe, and the next stripe beside it is running the opposite way. I mean, if it's happened before, it'll happen again. We'll be fine. All you people are just fucking paranoid.
Flow the opposite
Just-
way.
Just like this fucking bullshit about global warming. How can you add carbon to the atmosphere when there's been the same amount of carbon in our atmosphere the entire fucking lifespan of the Earth? Well, maybe not the entire lifespan, but 98% of the lifespan. What it is the Earth goes through. If you look at the climatology of the Earth, the history of the climate, what happens is we go into warm periods, come out of warm periods, and go into cold periods. Come out of cold periods, come into warm periods. We're coming out of a little ice age, going into a warm period. That's it. Pope, pogo, Pope. I like pie.
So yeah, Duke Nukem Forever. I actually have hope that this game will come out now because it's in the hands of Gearbox Software, who have a tendency to promise and deliver on that promise.
Yeah, but
Whether
see, I want to
it'll be
know.
any good. I
but
do
see,
not know,
how-
but it will come
How
out.
fucked up does PAX have it that it took them 12 years to get this far?
You'd have to ask 3D Realms, but technically they don't exist.
Anyway.
I hate the Yankees.
Yankees rule.
I hate the Yankees.
Hey, so anywho, while we're on sports, guess who lost today? Penn State lost to Alabama. Roll Tide, roll! Yeah, Penn State lost miserably to Alabama. Like, I hate Penn State, and they disappointed me. Like, they completely sucked. Donkey dick. Like, seriously, it's like they went to a donkey show, and it was the worst donkey show of all time.
Just like the Donkey Show in Clerks 2.
Worse than that.
Where you think you're getting a chick and it's like,
It's a midget.
yeah.
A male midget. Yeah, it's worse than that.
The one where
It's like a
male
donkey-
midget, it was just a guy and a
where
male
the audience
donkey.
to participate.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot worse than that. Like, wow.
Going just for giggles, you end up like
Kinky Kelly and
front.
a
Like, okay, like an hour and a half into the game, it was 17-0. Like, Penn State royally sucked ass. Like, they were sucking the shit right out of Joe Pa's ass and everything, and just playing like they were like fucking high on shit.
Okay, so this next story is pretty bullshit.
Bullshit alert! Bullshit alert!
Yes, very much a bullshit alert. Small retail stores, not big chains like GameStop, but small, independently owned stores do not get to do a Halo Reach because they're not getting the game until Monday.
That's bullshit. That is such bullshit. Like, even though they're a small retail store, all stores who want the game should have the game before its release date. That way they can have everything set up for a midnight release. Or for whatever time, like if it's a 2 a.m. release, it's a 2 a.m. release. But all chains need to be treated the same.
Yeah, this was planned. You know this was fucking planned. There's no other way that they would get it later than
Yeah.
all of the other stores when they all order at the same
Yeah.
time.
Hang on. What's going on?
Small
Launch
video game
of
stores.
the new Halo game.
That's right, Halo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Big
Halo.
fucking deal. It's
Hello.
big fucking deal.
Halo, you numb nut.
Because it's Halo.
German.
I don't like Halo, but it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Because it's Halo. And obviously stores are going to want to do a midnight launch of this thing.
Oh yeah, because it's so
big.
popular.
Yeah. And
I mean, look at what happened when they came out with Halo 2 and Halo 3.
People are going.
people were
to
lined up like
migrate
around
the
the block.
blocks.
People were staying.
I know the
home from
Blockbuster
school
over.
to
I know the
play it.
Blockbuster over here. They had people lined up all the way down into fucking into the next town. Like it didn't go towards Camp Hill. It went towards Wormleysburg.
Jeez.
Like it went all the way down Market Street into the bottleneck.
I believe it.
But huge freaking deal. And of course, you want to have a midnight launch, and small retailers are not going to be able to have a midnight launch
Because they're not getting the game.
They're not getting the game until
And that's
after
bullshit.
the
Why are they
big
not?
retails.
Here's what we gotta ask them: why are they not getting the game?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know. I've
global
read the
bits.
story and it didn't say why. I'm guessing it had something to do.
Probably has to do with
Money.
See, that's why I don't. That's why the world, even though the world may revolve around money, I don't revolve around money. Money revolves around me. I'm fine without money. I'm a professional thief. So
It probably is something like the Halo.
you look like Bob Barker right now, the way you're holding your mic.
The stores like Best Buy,
And Blockbuster,
Blockbuster,
movie merchants, and
and
GameStop, EB
GameStop.
Games. Oh, they
and
technically
EB
are the same
Games.
store, believe it or not.
Yeah, technically they are. Can pay $1 or $2 more per game, so they're getting it first. Something stupid like that. Because I mean, smaller retails have to put a lot on the line and pay.
And see,
You know,
also
a
you got to
bunch of
think
money
of
to get enough.
how many people also pre-ordered. Like how many people actually pre-ordered the game before it was before they even have a release date.
Oh, shit tons, dude.
I know,
I mean,
but see,
they would've been
how many of
taking-
them people actually would go to a small retail store like that though?
It depends upon the small retail.
Sure,
store.
it depends on your town, it depends on your location, yes. But
If
like
it's
around
like-
here,
If it's like Game Attack, which is Screw Attack's store, they probably got a shit ton of pre-orders because it's Screw Attack's store.
yeah,
And Screw Attack is a fairly sizable online website, you know?
yeah, true.
And they've only got one location, and that's it. And it's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas.
Dude, that's like 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, it was the manager of the Screw Attack store that said this. He posted up on Twitter, and so we could talk about how much
Under 60 seconds.
we do that.
You see, under the hood of the is not an engine like in a normal car, but a little mouse named Gerald.
The field mouse. Anyway, this is such bullshit. I mean,
Yes, back on topic, it is bullshit.
Halo, this is a huge release, and having a midnight launch in a small
Halo
store
is
has
almost
gotta
like
be
the
a huge
Bible
deal.
for new age gamers.
Yeah.
It's like how Super Mario Brothers was the Bible.
You know, I'm
for
both an
old
old
age
school
gamers.
and a new age gamer, but I don't get
New
the
age
fascination
gamers
with
with the
Halo.
boom
but-
headshot and the boom and all that.
Yeah, like camping and shit. Like, you
I mean, my
didn't have
PlayStation 3 is on right over there. Shit. I love new school games.
that.
I love
Fuck
old
Scott
school
Pilgrim.
games.
Fuck that
We'll,
game.
we'll talk
That's
about
our
that.
no-
a little
that's
bit
one of
more.
Yeah, I know that's one of our topics, but he pointed over there and I saw the screen. I'm like, fuck that game.
Okay, the Mac is getting
Fuck
Grand
Mac.
Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Like 8 years late.
Yes, it's been 9 years since Grand Theft Auto 3. It has been 6 years since Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Why is it getting it now?
Because Mac is fucked up. Because
They're constantly behind the curve of everybody.
yes, Mac's the only thing Mac is good for is for the program GarageBand. Now I'm not just saying that because I'm in a band.
It's pretty good.
Like, iMovie is okay.
I mean,
there are better
how long
programs
has-
out there. I don't
Better
like
than Windows
Mac.
Movie Maker.
How long has Valve's Steam service existed?
Valve Steam service.
Yeah, for like Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and all that other shit.
Oh,
How long? I mean, that's what, 6-7 years.
yeah, at least.
Mac got it this year. This year.
I know it's bullshit. See, I think Mac is now trying to compete with not only Microsoft, but now they're trying to compete with Sony.
Yes,
They're
they're
trying
trying
to
to
do the
compete
whole-
with Nintendo for the handheld market.
Yeah.
They were neck and neck until like 95 when like Windows 95 came out. And then they started trying to appeal more to like the artsy
Well, no. See,
crowd.
what 95 was. See, Mac is good for homeowner use. Windows was actually designed for professional use in an office. We see 95 and 98, XP, 7, Vista, fuck Vista, and Millennium
Edition too.
Fuck Millennium Edition. Oh my god, yes. See,
7.
It's
Windows,
even worse than
like,
Vista.
Windows 3.1.1, Windows 3.1, NT. That's all based for professional use. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when they came out with 95, they tried to bring not only professional use into it, but easy. I don't know computers that well. I just want to fool around on it. Personal mom and pop. You know what I mean? Trying to type up a grocery list type shit on it. Tried to make it user friendly.
Yeah.
That's what Mac is. Mac is user friendly. It's like Windows
Yeah,
Vista and Windows 7
I saw
is
a comic online that said Mac was a PC for idiots.
it is. Windows, it's but see,
I've owned several
Windows.
Macs, and I can
See,
attest to
that's
that.
where Windows fucked up. If they would have just kept with the NT line and the 3.1, 3.1. Yes, they're DOS based, but they could have come out with a better operating system to run them off other than DOS.
I'd be satisfied if they came up with like an alternate, like high-powered DOS.
Yes, me too. But then again, I also grew up on 3.1.1 and 3.1. But see, with Windows trying to make them user-friendly and professional grade, that's where they get all their kinks. Now, see, I try, because I grew up with 3.1.1, I try to, when I'm on a Mac, I always kernel error the bitch in about 2 minutes, if not sooner. Because I try to use it like 3.1, like I'm used to a command prompt. Like I try to pull a command prompt up and, well...
It says, you idiot!
Yeah.
You own a Mac!
Well, see, this was a...
He would like the Mac rant. Have you seen the Mac rant on YouTube?
Wow.
Where the guy's
Slow down,
like,
hold on, my stutter's starting to kick in. Never pop 3 handfuls of ecstasy followed by 12 beers.
What is
Long story.
Okay.
Long story, it's about a 3-hour long story. Short
Okay.
version. Rave, 3 or 4 handfuls of ecstasy, 12 beers, and me waking up in the hospital 3 months later with a stutter.
Wow.
Yeah. But anywho, where was I? Oh yes, that's where Windows went wrong, becoming user-friendly. Macs are just pieces of shit. Like, if people claim to be hackers and shit nowadays, they should be able to use a professional operating system and be able to use DOS and know their codes. Hell, if you don't know a code, that's why you had the DOS Bible sitting next to you.
Yeah.
The big book of DOS. I mean, how many people who had DOS did not own that book? Like, when you first got DOS, you got a computer with DOS, what was the first thing you bought? The big book of DOS.
I never owned DOS. The first computers I used were the ones in school that were like pre-Mac
my Rangers
Apples.
are beating up on Mario
Yes.
Rivera.
The first computer I used at home was a laptop my dad borrowed. With
You're lucky I don't have my knife on me.
I'm a die-hard baseball fan. I've been a die-hard Rangers fan forever. I was a die-hard Rangers fan.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! I've been a Yankees fan since I was old enough to understand the game. I ain't no bandwagon jumper.
I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I mean, my team...
The Rangers suck!
For like 10 years, but this year, they're fucking amazing.
I will
They're
give
awesome.
credit. I will give credit to where credit's due. The Rangers have been doing excellent this year. The Yankees have been sucking ever since Steinbrenner's son decided to get rid of Joe Torre because he did not win the World Series.
Well, they've won a World Series since then.
I know, but see, the team hasn't been the same. Because when Joe Torre was there for so long, he had such good chemistry with the guys. Like...
Well, then they didn't make the playoffs the first year Joe Girardi was their manager. The second year they did. I think the third year was the year they won the World Series. Because didn't they get to the World Series and lose to the Phillies, then get back to the World Series and win against the Phillies?
I think that's what happened.
Speaking of the Phillies,
they suck.
They lost today, and the Braves won today, which means that the Braves are now once again tied for first place.
Yup.
So, speaking of a tight place, I tried to load a Windows 7 on my 286 the other day.
Dumbass.
Oh my god, I can't even begin to imagine.
Well, at least it's not like my dad tried to partition a floppy
Shall we
disk.
talk about the
How the fuck?
Yeah.
How the fuck would you try to partition a desk?
He didn't, but that just sounds like something he would do, because, like, my dad has done a lot of stupid things with computers. He's done a couple smart things. Like, he has a Bang & Sound system on his computer, but that's about it.
Like he had something with 64 meg of RAM and bought
32 more megs to upgrade it.
Yeah, that dumb.
That dumb.
That dumb. There's no other way to describe it.
So, just a clip from Billy Madison.
Shall we talk about the anniversary of the
Happy
original
birthday to
wonderful
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Happy birthday, PSX.
The original PlayStation turned 15 this year.
Woo!
I mean, the PlayStation
Happy
is
birthday
one of the
to you.
best ever made.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear PlayStation. Happy birthday to you.
The Rangers just won.
No!
Baseball. This is press the action button.
Mariano Rivera hit somebody with the bases loaded.
Oh! Who did he hit? Who did he hit?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Jeff Francoeur. He hit Jeff Francoeur.
Wow, yeah, I couldn't hit Frank.
Anyway, if you guys don't know the story of the PlayStation, I'll tell it to you.
I have a story of the PlayStation.
The PlayStation
I was like, what?
first came into contact
98.
in 1991.
91.
When
Close.
Nintendo was looking to make a CD add-on.
Almost like
For the original-
like
Super
the
Nintendo.
Sega CD came out for the
Yes.
Sega Genesis.
Yes, and the Atari Jaguar had a CD add-on, and the TurboGrafx 16 had a CD add-on as well.
Hey, did you guys ever notice that Xbox, Wii, and PlayStation all sound kind of dirty, if you really think about it?
Xbox. Wii.
And
Yes, they do.
1991, they hired Sony to do this. Sony unveiled the prototype for it at CES in 1991. The next day, the very next day, Nintendo pulled one of the biggest dick moves in the history of video games by saying, fuck Sony, we're scrapping that project and letting Philips do it. They eventually said fuck Philips and fuck it all together, and fucked themselves in the ass by doing this because
Yeah, Wand of Gamelon.
Sony still
there's
came
no
out with
excuse.
it.
Kaz Hiraya was like pissed off at Nintendo, understandably, because Nintendo pulled a complete dick move on him.
They
And
fucked
he's
him
like-
up the ass sideways.
And he's like,
Without
you know
lube.
what, you know what, Nintendo? I'm gonna make this system anyway. So they made it a standalone system. Boom. 1995, the PlayStation 1 was born. Released in America.
I was 5 years old, and I remember playing the original Crash Bandicoot.
God, I love the Crash
And
Bandicoot
wait.
games back then.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal 1 and
Those
2
two
were
were amazing.
I played the shit out of Twisted Metal 1 and 2.
Oh, so did I.
Twisted Metal 2 on the rooftops of New York. You could shoot.
I always used that dude from the military, Sergeant. What's his face?
Warthog.
Yes, Warthog.
Warthog was awesome. And then
Or the
Mr.
cop car.
Grimm,
Mr. Grimm was he? I like
Axel, who was in
Axel,
the wheel
yes.
thing. Sweet Tooth, of course, everybody knows Sweet
the ice
Tooth.
cream truck.
Yeah,
Who was a dump truck? I remember there being a dump truck.
I know there was like a
Or was that in Twisted Metal
a front
3?
end loader type thing that was like called Mr. Slam. And you grab
Yes.
cars and slam
Yes.
it to the ground.
It was a wheeled loader. That's right. It wasn't a dump truck. My bad.
And then there was Hammerhead, who was in the.
Thingamajigger.
It was that Hammerhead. Its special move was to ram and run over
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
And
My story for the
Monster Truck.
Monster
my story
truck.
for
Yes.
the PS1 was I think it was actually Thanksgiving. One microphone is fine, but thank you, sir. I think it was Thanksgiving.
Cheerio.
Ah, schmah, schmah, schmah,
Shut up with your Smeagol.
schmah, schmah.
No, what was it? Smeggy. Schmeggy.
Smegiga.
Schmegagga.
Okay. Smeagol?
Lord of the Rings.
Yes, Lord of the Rings.
I am not gonna lie, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I have Elvish tattooed on my arm.
Elvish for Nozzlenuts.
Yes, I have Nozzlenuts tattooed on my arm in Elvish.
I've seen it.
There is a picture of it on my Facebook.
Anyway. Yeah, I think it was Thanksgiving 1995. I hadn't even heard of the PlayStation yet.
Turkey
It had been
Day.
out. Yeah, it had been out for like 2 months. And remember when you could rent home consoles at
Yes.
Blockbuster?
Yes.
My cousins rented the original PlayStation 1, the ones that it's like the size of a suitcase.
Yes,
And I
big
went
ass
over to my
beast.
grandma's house, and I'm going around greeting my aunts and uncles, and I'm like, where are all my cousins? I want to talk to someone
Now,
my age.
If I remember correctly, didn't the
And they were all in
what
the
was
back.
it? The Dreamcast come out around the same time.
Dreamcast was
Saturn. You're thinking of
98.
Saturn.
The Saturn was the one that came out around 95.
I know it was one of them Sega systems.
Yeah,
And,
with the Sega Saturn.
I went into the back room and they were all back in there playing Virtua Racer for the PlayStation. And I was dumbfounded. I said, "Hey, do you realize this? Are you seeing this? This is a 3D world on a TV screen coming out of a little gray box." And it's like, I was used to, Mario and Sonic and, the occasional, what else I play for? Mega Man.
Made in Guam.
With the PlayStation 1. The Mega Man.
Yeah. But you know
And
what?
it was
Then
good 3D Mega Man.
it wasn't
The controls were
until
a bit wonky, but Mega Man Legends
Good
was
word.
awesome.
Yes.
yes. And then it wasn't until
I gotta pound you on that one, bruh.
It wasn't until about
Oh, yeah.
3.5 years later that we finally convinced our parents to get a next generation console. They wanted us to give away either the NES or the Sega. They wanted us to
Get rid of the Sega. Keep the NES.
Yeah, but the Genesis lasted longer. I'm a Genesis person.
I'm a Genesis person too. I mean, I got the Genesis. I got the Atari 2600. I have a front loader
We
and
did.
a top loader
We
NES.
did end up
I have a
keeping
Super
the NES
Nintendo.
and
I have the
stopped working.
N64. I have a PS2. I mean, I've got all sorts of fucking. It's wait, no, it's not Activision. Activision is a production company.
Activision does some damn
Phenomenal.
good games.
Yes, they do. Tony Hawk.
I'm really looking forward to Call of Duty Black Ops.
So am I.
It's so good.
COD is so fucking fun. Like I think I'm a little bit more addicted to COD than I am WOW.
Yeah.
I loved World at War.
World at War was amazing.
I played the shit out of Nazi zombies.
Yes. What was your favorite weapon? Mine. I like assault. I'm an M249 saw gunner. Like that is me. Like that, or I use the Barrett.
Kind of like really heavy duty machine gun was great in that mode, except it took a long time to reload.
Well, that's
On
why
the
you need to
early
get sleight of
rounds,
hand. That's why you need to have sleight of hand.
Yeah, in the early rounds, the trench gun was very good.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, steal one.
But if you could get the laser gun, that
was
the best
amazing.
weapon.
Yes, just like in on the N64, in James Bond,
do miss my N64.
the Moonraker laser. Never had to reload. It would shoot through the walls. What was really funny was when you had that with DK mode turned on.
Now we're getting into the N64 games, and Nintendo I love the N64, but Nintendo made a huge mistake with it by not making it CD based.
Yes.
The end result was that you could sell PlayStation games for, on average, about $20 less.
Yeah, than the
Nintendo
cartridge.
64
You
cartridge.
see, I selected the N64 because I didn't believe in the CD format. I was 12 years old and very naive, and I figured that I always
You were young,
saw
dumb, and
CD
filled with cum.
Wow.
What?
I always,
One of those is still true.
Oh! That's because the only action he gets is from an aloe plant.
so I'm dumb?
Oh, man,
I didn't drink out of it.
I'll probably go get another one.
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't-
I didn't drink out of it. I got the tongue ring.
You got the HIV.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not supposed to be drinking beer because of the new tongue ring and because of the yeast in the beer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I honestly, at first I saw like CD-based video games and I was like, that's impossible. How can you play video games like this?
Hanky.
And then I saw it and I was like, well, it has to load and I don't like that, so cartridges forever. I actually designed a video game console when I was
Early
about...
on, that was the big advantage that the
When-
Nintendo 64 had.
When
But
I
now,
was, like,
with
10
the Xbox and stuff, once the game like loads up, it doesn't really.
Yeah,
like, once
it doesn't lag at
take
all.
That, yeah, there's no lag. It doesn't take that long to
You
load
know what?
anymore.
You know who impresses the shit out of me with load times and shit?
Your mom?
No,
Naughty Dog.
it has to be him
Your
because
mom?
he's like
Naughty
he's like a
Dog,
half pump
especially
chump.
like they did. Naughty Dog did Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1, Jack and Daxter on the PlayStation 2, and then Uncharted on the PlayStation 3.
He's Jack. He's with me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
especially
Yeah.
on Jack and Daxter and Uncharted, once it loads, it doesn't load again.
Yes, game face.
It's constantly loading in the
You
background
know who
while
beats
you're
them
playing.
for load times? Game Face. He's a half pump chump with an aloe plant. With an aloe
love
plant.
PlayStation.
I did not
played-
have sex with that vegetable.
It's not a vegetable.
Yeah, that's...
It's not a vegetable. It's not. It doesn't bear any.
By vegetable, you
Vegetable.
mean paraplegic?
Animal, vegetable, or mineral.
By
Maybe we
vegetable,
consider-
I assume you mean paraplegic.
No.
Waste fight.
I'm not Garp.
That's a Clerks reference.
Yeah, dumbass.
I was thinking you were talking about the
It
world
was
according
it
to
was
Garp.
on this. It was like the first scene when Veronica shows up and they're talking. He's like, "You'll fuck anything to."
You'll fuck anything with a hole.
And he's
You
like
can't even-
animal, mineral, and vegetable. And he's
Okay,
like,
here's what you are, Game Face. You are trisexual. Animal, vegetable, or mineral. You'll try anything with a hole at least once. Whether it's a donut, a goat, a tree, a log, a keg, a keyhole in a door,
embarrassed yet?
No, I'm just kind of glaring at
the
you with
dog,
pity.
the trash can, a truck.
No, I'll pass.
You know I'm just
On the
fucking
dog,
with you,
that
right?
is. Maybe the truck, I'll take that up.
Well, as long as it's a diesel. I mean, oh my
Well,
god,
speaking
diesel are
of,
so sexy. Especially F-250 with a big-ass turbo V8 with a lift kit and big-ass super
Speaking
swampers.
of what you mentioned,
They
a
look
doorknob.
greasy,
Check this
though.
out.
Step 1. Wait until nighttime when your target is asleep. Remove door knob from door. Step 2. Insert dick into hole. Use step ladder if necessary.
Step
Step
3,
3.
knock and wait.
Step 4. Brag.
brag.
Totally dick numbed Derek last night. I even had an erection at the time. Ha! He touched your dick.
Wow, we're reading Cyanide
Fucking-
and Happiness
I
here.
love Cyanide and Happiness, man. Cyanide and Happiness is amazing. I laughed my
You really
ass
what I
off
really like
when
now?
I saw that.
You know what I think is amazing? Smodcast and zero punctuation.
Yeah.
I turned him on to Smodcast, and
Mhm.
Smodcast is awesome. We went to see him do it live, and it was great.
We reference it a lot on this show.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you guys almost got what was it from his mom or whatever?
A
for
fleshlight.
a fleshlight.
Alex almost won a fleshlight from Kevin Smith's mom.
Yeah, good times.
Is she even any good looking?
She's like
She's like-
80,
she's
but
like 75.
But is she good looking for a 75-year-old?
I have no idea.
Smish, man.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a motherfucker and a grandmotherfucker.
Wow.
My ex-girlfriend was like, I don't know, like 17, and her mom was like 40. I fucked them both, and she was pregnant at the time, so I fucked a mother and a grandmother.
Reminded of.
No comment.
I am suddenly reminded of the Squeeze guy. You are a G-man.
You are a G-MILF.
That's
It has to be-
grandmother I would like to fuck.
Not so for you.
How could one woman be with that many men in the same night?
But-
Obviously you don't know my mother.
By the time I was 16, I was with 200 people.
Wow.
I've got 4 kids, and I'm 20.
Okay.
No comment.
Okay, you guys ready for one more bullshit story? And I mean,
Earlier this week. Oh, jeez.
no online multiplayer for
For the-
NBA Jam
For the Wii.
on the Wii.
That is...
It is exclusive. This feature is exclusive to the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Their reasoning for doing this is that they said they don't want some quote-unquote half-ass thing. Basically, they couldn't get it to run at 30 frames per second. They couldn't get it to run at 60, so they ditched the entire online mode.
Just play it at 30.
I know!
Jeez.
It would be fine at 30.
For that. I can't even tell the difference. We would settle for 30 frames. Beautiful games. Beautiful
30 frames.
I
I
could
could be weighing.
I'd be
saying
they got
There's nothing on you, baby. Nothing on you.
You're Uncharted 2, baby!
Wow, let's get back to reality a second.
No.
We're not high yet. As a matter of fact, pass me the bowl.
I want to get high.
Hi, boys and girls. Wanna get high?
You want to get high, Aquaman?
Oh my god!
I got shit to do. Did you just offer
Me weed?
You know,
Yeah, you know what I mean? You, like,
we just come in, you get
We were just
blazed.
talking a little Smodcast, and he
Yeah,
said aquatic,
aquatic,
and I
and I
said
said
aquatic.
aquatic.
By this
Yeah,
point,
I
you
did.
would
It
have
doesn't
about your
exist.
leg. You should have Googled it. Good times.
What? It doesn't exist?
Good times.
Bang honey, oh. You said penis.
I totally did.
I love where it had the latest one with Scott as a dog.
I know, right?
He's like raining outside. He's sitting there.
He's reaching up on the roof with his
reaching
fingers.
up on the roof, like,
and then he's licking his fingers.
The fact that he was a dog with those great big black basketball eyes.
I know, right? Oh my god.
Some obliterated.
He did a good job parking. I parked like half on his lawn.
Well, I'm a running down the road
Please,
trying to
people, watch
loosen
this.
my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me,
jeez, you're such a
2
hick.
that wanna stone me, 1 say she's a friend of mine.
Spilled beer. under
Party
your
foul, alcohol abuse, someone spilled beer,
bed. Under the bed on a shopping list that's under the bed for some reason.
and on the carpet.
Well, I'm soaking it up with the old shopping list.
Dumbass needs to not be allowed to have beer on the podcast in this room.
What are these panties for?
I know, right?
The
Microsoft.
Wii is the one version of it that's supposed to be fully featured.
I know.
Now they're ripping of it online play. I mean, I realize that the online play on the Wii largely sucks, but it's possible to do at least get a game like World at War on the Wii for a model.
I know, right?
World at War on the Wii was a lot of fun. It didn't fuck with friend codes. You got your online tag, and you logged on. And you started playing,
yeah.
and then you could make a friends list for that specific. It was for that specific game.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like good online for the PlayStation 2 or something, but
Yeah.
it's a shitload better than the friend code.
Oh yeah.
Which like a 16-digit prime number or something.
I know.
And they could do something like that, but
They could, but see, they're too retarded. They don't think about what the public wants out of them. They think about what they think would be cool. They think it looks better at 60 frames when it looks damn near like the average person is not going to be able to tell the difference between 30 frames and 60 frames.
I mean, maybe to my
They're trying to give
well-trained
us too
eye,
much.
well-trained eye of a hardcore gamer will be able to look how smooth the
I think-
game will play
I think
online on the
I think-
Wii and then online on the PlayStation 3 and tell the difference, but the average person won't, and it's not going to be a big
The
enough
average
difference.
person can't even tell the difference between fucking 3 different graphic cards on their computer.
I think they're trying too hard to please us, and they overstepped their boundaries for how hard they were
How the
trying.
hell were they trying to please
us.
by
They're-
this? I mean,
By
They're
trying to
pissing
give
us off.
the only
60
way to
frames a
get
second.
the version of it that is online, as we mentioned last time we did a
By exploiting the
Serious
peasants.
serious podcast with topics, is to buy NBA Elite. That's the only way.
Well, if they get it, here's if they can get NBA Elite to run an online feature, how come they can't have NBA Jams to run an online feature?
You know, they just don't want us to be that happy. It's like when
All they gotta
McDonald's
do is
had
just-
those chicken fajitas, and they were just so good
We
that they
didn't talk
stopped
about that
making
today when we
them.
got the McDanks.
Yeah, they were so good that they stopped making them.
By the
because
way,
they
if y'all
couldn't
don't know what a
be that happy.
McDank is,
Explain.
it's the greatest thing on the menu, and McDonald's don't even know it's on the menu, and they only $2 a piece. Mm-hmm.
You take $2 and a couple and a little bit of change because you got
Got
to
it.
counter tax.
Unless you're in Utah
And
or in
you
Alaska
go to
or
McDonald's
Kitchener.
and you
You
buy
get-
two things:
A
a
McDouble
and a
and a McChicken.
You split the McDouble at the two patties. I believe we explained this last week, and put the McChicken in between it, so it's like bread, meat, bread, meat, bread, meat, bread. You know, and eat it.
Okay,
Fill
but
you
see, you
right
know what
the
makes them
heck
even
up.
better? If you order the McDouble with extra pickles and ranch, and add ranch to it, and then you add ranch to the McChicken, so you get that ranch dressing, or you use special sauce.
Ranch on a McChicken would be pretty good.
It is. You should try it on a McDouble.
I would want to try it.
I believe you have missed it.
I'd want to try that on the spicy chicken sandwich from.
Oh yes. But see, you can also make the McDank at Wendy's. Double junior bacon cheeseburger and a crispy chicken sandwich off their 99-cent menu,
There you could get like a spicy chicken and add a
Yeah.
little bit of spice to it. It'd be good.
and then add that chili sauce to it.
That'd probably be really good doing it at Wendy's. Might even be better than the standard McDank.
It's a Wendy's version. What can we call it?
Call it?
What do we call it?
Wendang?
Wendy.
The Wendang.
You can't
The
do Wendang.
Wendang. I like Wendang.
How about
That's
the
kinda
dang
fun.
Wendy?
No, it's because see, it also has
How about
bacon
the-
on it when you do it at Wendy's.
How about the dang
It almost
Ho?
sounds like skank Wendy.
The dank hoe. We call it the dank hoe.
The Hodank.
Because Wendy's is
The
named
Hodank.
after a
The
female.
Hodank.
The Hodank.
And when Andrew finds out about this, he is horrified.
Why is he horrified?
What do you? Why is there a pair of panties under the ice? And where'd you get them? And what do you mean
yeah.
you
Tore
them off some
hooker
hooker
in the
outside
side
the
kitchen.
kitchen?
Alright, wow. I completely forgot about that until just now.
And when Gretzky finds out about this, he is
horrified.
I wanted to fuck that cat lady. She was very sexy. And, she kind of bosses you around. I like that.
No,
woman.
Jake Sully.
No,
we don't have movies. For movies, we have to
my-
put pictures on walls.
What, like my bird's not big enough? Well, screw you guys.
Look at my bird dick.
That bird don't have a dick.
I mean, look at
That's
this
this
giant
giant
bird,
bird,
which
which
is
is
my
my
dick
dick.
in this equation.
Wow.
ROTFLMFAL.
I listened
we're
to about
referencing a
79
reference.
podcasts.
Yes, we are referencing a reference of a movie.
Yeah.
There's one of them that I really want to go back and have you guys listen to, because he describes like making a fake movie that's about the rapture,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they intentionally totally fuck it up or whatever. It's like Jesus comes back to Earth.
Fuck
Like,
Jesus. You know the only time I
shooting laser
pray...
beams out of his eyes.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I pray, but do you wanna know what I pray every time I pray? I pray, dear God, please save me from your followers.
Oh wow.
I believe in God.
A lot of his fan club do piss me off.
I know the
gotta be
fucking
honest.
Bible thumpers. You know, like,
Fred Phelps. Fuck Fred Phelps.
what was that guy who from Liberty University or whatever? That was like they made a big stink about him in Hustler and shit, or Playboy or something like that. Back in the early '90s.
I don't recall.
I don't recall. Shall we move on to the last topic?
Yes.
Since it's 56 minutes in anyway.
I would love to press this issue, but yeah, we should wrap the show up.
Okay.
Oh, come on, you
Scott
pansy
Pilgrim
ass.
versus the World. And I know what you think. You guys
You want me to
rambled
wrap
on
the-
for
you
like
want me to press
30
this
minutes
issue?
about this 2 podcasts ago. Well, we were talking about the movie then. This time we're not talking about the movie.
We're talking about
the video game.
Oh my God.
Oh, you love that.
I was into it a little bit because it kind of reminded me of Battletoads, but for it being on a PS3, I expected the graphics to be a lot better. Like when
Well, they're
he
intentionally like that.
gets knocked out and he gets back up, it takes so long for you to be able to punch and shit
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, that is my
And when you're
biggest
punching
complaint.
and you need to go to the left and you're facing the right way, you got to stop punching and wait for him to stop punching in order to go left instead of, you know what I mean? It's you should be able to punch and turn at the same time, just like you can do in Battletoads.
It's not
And I don't
perfect.
get the storyline.
It's not perfect, but if you saw the movie or read the comics, you get the storyline.
And like I
But-
glitched it out. I took that dude with me into one of the fucking
one of the the subspace doors.
Yes.
He carried some fat guy.
I carried the
into a
fat dude
special
into a special stage.
Started running around with him. You carried a trash can into a video store, tried to throw it at the clerk, and it bounced off the corner and decked you.
took health
Bounced
away
off
from
her
me.
desk and hit
Yeah,
you
and
back.
it took
That
health
was
from me.
That was pretty funny though. You have to admit that was pretty funny. But
Although what I do like is when you have an object like a beer bottle, you can do a missile like a missile attack, like a running throw.
Yeah.
And knock someone in the back of the head and get like 10 points out of them. I don't understand what the whole point is with the money. Yeah, you can buy snacks and drinks and different like special items and shit from the stores.
Probably like stores where you can buy new moves. Like,
Well, so you unlock
Stuff
the
like
moves
that.
by leveling up, it looks like. And
yeah,
from what
you
I
do
saw,
level up in the game.
what I saw is like the money you can buy cheats and shit with. What I call a cheat. It's something that you can't earn that helps you with the game. Like the Bionic Arm, it gives you strength.
The Bionic Arm is a reference to Bionic Commando. Do you remember that game?
Honestly, no.
Oh, NES
I've
game,
never played it.
NES game hailed as an all-time classic, and you don't have a jump. What you got like is a Bionic Arm that kind of works like Spiderman's
web,
thing, where
web
he just
slinger.
can swing from it, and he can grab enemies and drag them to him and stuff like that. And he can grab objects and like throw them with it, and you have a gun that you use, and You climb between the platforms. And
Hey, Batman, I'm
with it.
Spider-Man.
At the time, I mean, nowadays we got a bunch of Spider-Man games where you can do that kind of thing, but at the time,
Woody the Woodpecker.
highly original and very innovative, and there was a very, very good remake of it on the I should download that demo and have you play it. I think you'd like it. It's 2D, side-scrolling, old-school awesomeness.
I do enjoy that.
What was awesomeness? Old school Battletoads, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2. What was that one where you had to what was it? Super Mario Brothers 3 or
I think you're talking about 3 because that was the best video game ever made. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Well,
period.
Fuck that. Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid,
Metal Gear Solid is the best
Wait.
video game ever made.
Gears of War.
I was never huge on Gears of War, and I
Wait. Twisted Metal.
I love me some Twisted Metal, but Metal Gear Solid, I mean...
Wait, for a console game, I'd have to say Call of Duty or Modern Warfare. That are pretty good. But for a computer game, I am currently into this web-based browser game. Grepolis.
Have you ever,
Yes, it is. But
Call of Duty,
I
have you
love
ever played
World
Call
of
Duty
Warcraft.
2, the big red one for the PlayStation 2?
No, I skipped that one.
It's worth going back and playing. It was a very good game. There's actually a scene, there's actually a level in it.
Okay.
Doing a bombing run in a World
What?
War II bomber.
No
It
way.
is awesome.
No way.
Awesome. I fucking love that level. And you kept running back and forth between the bomber and the gun turrets.
Now,
I'm
okay,
like, this?
Have you ever played any early Windows, late DOS based games?
Of course I have.
Silent Service 2?
That doesn't sound familiar.
Full Throttle?
No, Silent Service
I
2 is
remember
based
Full Throttle.
during World War II, and basically you're a captain on a submarine. Except you do every position on the sub by yourself. So, you throttle.
Kind of got like strategy elements.
Yes. Cool. And you got to take out ships and stuff. And the whole thing is, if you lost the box and didn't have the code for it and had to re-upload it to your computer, if you don't have the code, you have to sit there and try to remember what ships are what.
Oh, nice.
Aircraft carriers, tankers, U-boats, PT boats, everything, destroyers, light destroyers, heavy destroyers, everything. And it would have a picture of a ship come up and it was random every time. And you'd have to click on what it was. And if you didn't click on what it was, you got stuck in the tutorial. The tutorial is 20 hours long.
Did you ever play Star Wars Dark Forces?
I may have. I've played a lot of Star Wars games.
It was a first-person shooter back in the Doom days and stuff like that, 94 or something like that. But a lot of people called it a Doom clone, but it really wasn't, because it was a much more in-depth game than that. I mean,
Yeah,
it had cutscenes with voice acting, which was incredibly rare in 94.
yeah.
And it
I see
had
what you're saying.
an in-depth story to it.
What game was this?
Star Wars Dark Forces.
Force.
It was the very first game in the Jedi Knight series.
Ah.
I like the Star Wars games they have out for the N64.
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire is a good one.
Awesome.
We need to get an N64.
I
Right now.
loved Shadows of the
Let's go out
Empire.
and get an N64.
You know
Wait,
what's
we don't. I'll get my N64 from my mom's house along with the 40,000 games I have for it.
Do you have Perfect Dark? With the
I don't know.
laptop gun?
I have a one, you know them green Rubbermaid totes, them 40-gallon totes. I have one of them filled with games,
Awesome.
and I've got 4 controllers for it.
Do you remember Perfect Dark? Yeah. You had the laptop gun where you just throw it and it would stick to the wall, and you could set booby traps like that with it. Awesome.
It gets
Awesome.
dark. It's getting
A
red.
lot of people said it was just like GoldenEye in space, and kinda, yeah.
It was kind of a knockoff of GoldenEye, but at the same
But
time,
still,
it wasn't.
GoldenEye was a good
It was
game.
it was a very, very good game in its own right. You know what
Yes,
else was
it was.
awesome?
Credit where credit.
Turok, the dinosaur hunter.
Yes.
That had some
Badass.
weapons.
Yes. Amen.
I remember.
You
there
know what
was-
else
I
I
think it
like
was in
playing?
Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. There was one called the Cerebral Boar. You'd fire it, and it would bury it inside. It would bury the
Mario
shell inside
Party
the enemy.
64.
I was never a Mario Party.
I also like I've actually unlocked if you go through in Mario Kart, off Mario Party on a Mario Kart. Did you know that if you go through and you complete all the series races in 150cc, and you get at least a first place trophy, like you get like at least a second. No, if you get first place in all the races and all the venues, you actually unlock a hidden level.
Ooh.
Now, what it is, it's called the extra. It's after the 150cc.
Is this in 64?
Yeah, Mario Kart 64. And what it is when you hit the extra, what it does is instead of running the track forward, you're running it backwards. So it completely throws you off, and you can still win trophies and shit from it.
Yeah.
And there's also a feature on there where you can race a ghost of yourself racing that track. So basically, when you want to race yourself, race your times, you can actually play a ghost. You can actually have your ghost from a previous saved game actually race you to try to better your time.
Have you ever?
That sounds like F-Zero X.
It does, but it's
feature on like Gran Turismo nowadays.
I don't really like Gran Turismo at all.
I loved Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. You know what I really like for the Xbox, or it might be the early Xbox 360, that Steve McQueen's Rally Racing or whatever it is, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, I think it was Steve McQueen.
That Rally Racing, that with the Subaru WRX STIs. Colin McRae, that's what it was. Colin McRae. The Rally Racing.
I haven't played it, but I know what you're talking about.
I love that game.
It was.
But see, it would have been. You know what was awesome. You know what video game companies need to come up with? Like, they don't have any games for like us rednecks. Okay, yes, we have the new Cabela's Deer Hunter or whatever it is.
They have Manhunt.
But that's not really a redneck game.
Could be.
That's more of a redneck going coon hunt.
They have Big Mother Truckers.
That game's supposed to be terrible.
Oh, was it? Oh.
But what I mean is, like, you know how they have racing games out? They need to have almost like that ATV off-road rider or whatever the fuck it was for the N64. They need to have like a racing game where you're in. You start off with like a little Ranger or a little Toyota or a little pickup truck, and you have to mud race and four-wheel race and roll your truck like actual real life 4-wheel drive racing. And work your way
or Evo for the Dreamcast,
and work your way up to like your dream truck with big engine, the lift kit, the big tires, shit like that, and pay for everything. Make it as real as possible. And I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember ever hearing that game.
Evo is like an off-road racing version of Gran Turismo in a lot of games.
But what type of vehicles were they racing?
To upgrade your trucks.
Were they actually trucks
though? And all kind of. If it's an off-road vehicle, it had it.
Well, I had an 85 Chevy Caprice that I turned into an off-road vehicle. I converted it to 4-wheel drive, threw a lift kit on it, and threw 36-inch Super Swampers on it.
But it was.
I can take any vehicle and turn it into a 4-wheel drive vehicle.
It was flawed because the races were ridiculously hard to win. But
oops.
I mean, there was so much potential there, and they never expanded on it with any sequels or anything, and that was a damn shame because there was the basis of a very, very good video game there.
Now, I credit where credit's due. There is a game for Windows. I forget what the name of it is. I've only ever played a demo of it, but it was amazing. Last time I played it was on Windows 95.
What was the name of the early PlayStation 2 game? And there were 2 of them, where you had like off-road vehicles, and your job was to run like contraband across the border.
Oh fuck! I know what you're talking about too.
I cannot remember.
Google it.
Google it.
Google. Please hold while we Google this game we are looking for. Da 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 da.
We're actually running into overtime here.
Da 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 da.
Fuck you, Google. Whoa.
Why the hell do you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs open?
I switch back and forth between them all.
So you're the one who's slowing down the internet connection in this house.
You broke the internet, Game Face.
Your Game Face, dumbass.
I did. I broke the internet. Joystick with a Q. Joystick with Joystiq.
Oh, by the way, peeps, Nozzlenuts is NOZZLENUTZ.
You into ham radio?
Yes, I do. My ham radio name is QRoach107. No, I'm sorry, KRoach107. KROCH107.
I'd love to get into ham radio.
It's fun as shit. The only thing is you must have an FCC license so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Seems like it had the word run or runner in the title, and oh god, what was it?
ATV Off-Road Fury was a decent game for the PS2.
Gentlemen, we're running into overtime quite a bit.
I cannot remember for the life of me what it was called.
Say, just search PlayStation 2 Runner.
Drug Runner?
It wouldn't have been called that.
Stun Runner.
Just look up, get rid of the off-road early, just go PlayStation 2 Runner. See what comes up.
Stun Runner?
Portal Runner, Zone of the Enders. Zone of the Enders was awesome.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
that was the first PS2 game I ever played. One of the few PS2 games I've ever beaten. No, I take that back. The PS2 game that I beat.
Little Big Planet.
Oh, so I was online the other day and I was just searching random shit.
Fuck it.
And I searched for vandalism in Gettysburg. Well, these people took the Fox Eye from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
There's this gang called Fox Eye, and they vandalized the peace monument at the Gettysburg battlefield and said, "When injustice becomes law, rebellion becomes duty." And yes, you have seen Fox Eye around here.
Yeah, I was gonna
They're
say
the same
I've
people.
I've seen it painted on walls around here.
They're the same people. I know who they are. And no, I am not one of them.
So it's a gang of dorks? It's a gang of nerds?
Actually, no. They're ex-military.
Wow.
I know, right?
We should really wrap this up. We are like 11 minutes into
And it is very, very cold in this room right now.
How? It's like 70. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm actually thinking about taking off my shirt.
yeah, we
I
should
hate cold temperatures anymore. I do.
we should just wrap this up though. So it's been another edition of Press the Action Button podcast. I am your host, Joystick. With me was
Peace out, A-Town that. This is Game Face or something like that.
and
Bag.
Alright, yo. Peace, love, lesbians, or peace, love, Valvoline, whichever way you get down. This is the redneck. This is the redneck motherfucking hunter from Hickville, USA. Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania, yes. Amen. Go Perry County. This is Nozzlenuts. Signing off. Have a good night.
and we will talk to you guys
In the bed
next
tomorrow.
week, so see you guys then.